Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you, and a special thanks to all our clients who have joined this webinar, which we are organizing today to create awareness, to have a dialogue, and to introspect. Everyone, a very warm welcome to all of you, and a special thanks. So we are going to focus and we are going to talk about sustainability today because today is a World Sustainability Day. And power sector is one such link which connects all of us. And we all are into this power distribution sector with the current government of India schemes being implemented in all the states. So why we chose today, it is all very clear that today is a World Sustainability Day. And being a responsible citizen, being a responsible individual and a professional, we wanted to create awareness of sustainability and how the current things that are going around us, whether it is implementation of projects, how are they impacting the overall sustainability, how are our acts impacting the progress of sustainable development goals. So today we are addressing the issue of the losses in the power distribution sector. And so the theme of today's webinar is transforming losses into sustainability, leveraging smart meter data for profit and progress. So on World Sustainability Day, the professionals from all around the world, they collect on a common platform and discuss about the impact of sustainability. But before jumping to the main topic of the effect of smart meter data on profit and progress on sustainability, I would like to throw some light on what exactly sustainability is, what all is going around us, what initiatives are being taken around the world, in our country, and how are we impacting all progress on sustainability. So before I start off, I would request everyone to watch a 3 minutes video, which actually changed my mindset, which actually instigated me to be a more responsible individual and contribute towards sustainability. So there's a video which I would like you all to watch, and then we start off with the agenda of today's webinar.
So here we have the other group. Everybody say hi. Why don't we show the kids the pictures that we've drawn? So nice.
Wow.
Why don't you show them what you drew?
It's all black. We all took away the bright colors.
I wish I wasn't this selfish. We all pick colors.
Maybe we could have broken the colors and left half of them for them and for the next group.
I hope the video which I planned to show all of you has created that same spark in all of you that actually it created on me. That what is our responsibility as an individual and why sustainability is important. So moving on to the next segment or the main segment of the webinar, wherein we are trying to talk about more about what sustainability is. So sustainability, we all have understood that sustainability is something which is a responsibility of using all the natural resources and whatever is in and around us in a very optimal way so that it is available for the future generation as well. And that is what the message was of this video that was shown. So all the sustainability practices that are being taken up on a worldwide level. So there is one such statement that is yet another point which appeals to me a lot, is how we can contribute towards sustainability. So if you can see, this is United Nations Environment Program, which states that if 1 billion people out of global population of 8 billion adopt environment-friendly behaviors in their lives, global carbon emission could drop by approximately 20%. So it is all related to us in our daily lives, whatever acts we do, how we use and how we discard the waste. It is all interconnected. Everything which is in and around us, it is some way or the other related to sustainability. So the UN, I'll just give a brief about, I'm sure many of you must be aware about this practice and you must have heard about these terms, but it is important on this special day to readdress what exactly these goals are and how they are impacting our lives and how we are impacting the progress of these sustainable development goals. So as you can see on the screen, we have the 17 sustainable development goals, which have been derived and which have been framed by the United Nations, which covers all aspects of our life. And as we all are linked, and the common link between all of us is the power sector, the SDG 7 is what is the common link. And if we can see the overall progress on all the SDGs, so SDG 7 is one of those goals wherein the progress has been good, and for India, it has been substantial. So how that we can see? So this is the key highlight. So every year on a global level, the UN comes up with a report stating what are the factors and what has been the progress from the past few years on sustainability. And as you can see, even if we say that in India, we have achieved 100% electrification, and we are providing affordable energy to all in the country. But still on a global level, we can see that 675 million people still live in the dark. So has it really impacted on a global level? It doesn't reflect from these figures that are being shown. So beyond 100% electrification, there are a lot of factors, there are a lot of indicators which contribute towards the overall progress and growth of the particular sustainable development goals. So this is a snapshot of the progress of India against all the sustainable development goals. And this is a report which is published by Niti Aayog. And in that, they have very well defined the different states which are topping in that particular sustainable development goals. So as our key point is sustainable development goal number 7, which is affordable and clean energy. So as you can see, the states which are the order in which the states are mentioned, it is as per the progress and the ranking of the different states against that SDG goal. Similarly, you can see we have goal number 11, that is sustainable cities and communities, in which Maharashtra is topping along with Chandigarh. So different states have different positions and their contributions towards the sustainable development goals. But in the overall progress, if we say that there are 4 categories wherein the states which are front runner, which are performers. So there are few states which have shown remarkable progress since 2018, when the practice or the baseline study was done for these sustainable development goals in India. So coming on, the first state, which is amongst the state which is in the front runner now, is the state of Uttar Pradesh. So as you can see, I have tried to depict a comparison. In 2018, the graph above shows the performance of the state of Uttar Pradesh in 2018, wherein the rank of the state was 29 and score was 42. The red bars show that whatever the target of those SDG goals were, they are not met. Orange is something there is some progress, and green is that it's progressive. Finally, on the blue segment, wherein you see on this the second graph, it shows that it has been achieved. So there has been a commendable progress from 2018 to 2023-24 for the state of UP. As you can see that major red bars have been converted into amber, or they have been achieved, or green, they are progressing. Coming on to the next state, and if I have to state what have been the initiatives of the government which have contributed towards this, and if you can see significantly in the climate action plan also, there has been a progress. Why? Because there has been a drive of the CM of Uttar Pradesh, Shri Yogi Adityanath ji, for plantation of trees, which has contributed towards this SDG. Similarly, on the sustainable cities and affordable housing, there have been contributions, there have been tremendous progress in the schemes which are being implemented in the state of UP. For example, Jal Jeevan Mission scheme, the Amrut 2.0, which is an ongoing scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana scheme, and the state-driven initiatives, which has actually shown progress and has impacted the overall ranking of the state of Uttar Pradesh on this in this indicators of Niti Aayog. Next, coming to the state of Assam. In Assam also we have seen good progress in a lot of goals. And here also, if one common thing you see in SDG 7, that both UP and Assam, they have a score of 100. So what is it? Is it just because the work which was derived to be done, which was planned to be done, have we achieved that? In a way, yes, we have achieved it, but some more activities and more advancements are to be done. And that is what I wanted to cover in today's webinar, that although we have achieved by giving doing 100% electrification, village electrification, and progressing towards solar and renewable energy integration also, but there's more to be done towards achieving progress, because anyways, all the sustainable development goals, they're designed in such a way that the progress of one can impact the progress of the other SDG as well. So there's a very thin line between progressing and being and the reversal in the scoring. So we have to be very careful in whatever and the policies and the schemes that are being designed, They are being designed keeping all these factors into consideration. And so we wanted to put this as a main topic in today's discussion. Coming to the next state, that is the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Here as well, we can see the same common factor that SDG 7 is an achieved SDG goal that is being reflected, that because it has achieved 100%, 100 score. So majorly all the states in our country, they have achieved and they are having a top score in the SDG 7. However, Tripura has shown progress, but Tripura still needs to achieve that and get the 100 marks on the SDG 1. However, it is leading on SDG 12. So now coming to the main topic of SDG 7. So SDG 7 is basically for affordable energy. So what are the targets? So how do we define that the progress in SDG 7? How can we measure that whatever implementation work is going on or whatever policies are being driven by the state, how are they impacting on the overall progress of the SDG? So the first is on the proportion of population with access to electricity. This is what I was mentioning, that here we have achieved good progress and electrification has been done, 100% electrification has been achieved. Secondly, the renewable energy share in total final energy consumption. So yes, in terms of renewable energy integration, we are moving towards having a more, making more green energy consumption by solar, wind energy plants being implemented now with the PM Surya Ghar Yojana. It is the solar rooftops which are being implemented on the rooftops of the consumers. So that has given a boost. But we are yet to achieve that goal, wherein the ratio has to be similar, and whatever energy is being generated with the green energy, it is compensating to the carbon emissions of the unconventional energy generation means. Secondly, in what terms is the energy which is being measured, or how is it contributing to the GDP of the country? So these are the few parameters on which the progress of SDG 7 is determined. And whatever progress we have seen as of now, it is basically because of the first factor, which I mentioned, is the proportion of population with access to electricity. So what are the next targets? The targets for next year by 2030, which are being taken up, is to ensure access to affordable and reliable and modern energy services, which I have been repeatedly saying that we have almost achieved that. Secondly, increase substantially the share of renewable energy in the global energy mix. Double the global rate of improvement in energy efficiency. So this is one very crucial point. This is what we all are doing currently with the current scheme of Government of India that we're implementing, the RDSS scheme. We are actually targeting to improve the efficiency of our systems. We are going for modernization. We are adopting IT/OT systems. We are adopting new technologies. It is all because we want to improve the energy efficiency of our system. And secondly, then coming to increasing the international cooperation to facilitate access to clean energy research and technology. And we all know, apart from the initiatives of Government of India is funding all these schemes. However, there are international players, international funding agencies who are open to, and they are actually providing loans for various schemes in different states of India. Lastly is expand infrastructure and upgrade technology for supplying modern and sustainable energy service for all in developing countries. So the next phase in which we will go for RDSS is for modernization. So that would actually come under this category, wherein once the basic infrastructure is set up for the power distribution sector, we have to move towards next what modernization we can do. So that we can, an upgradation of the technology we can do so as to achieve sustainability. So this is wherein And as you can see that I have, like, we are actually contributing. So the tick marks on the right hand side reflects that yes, we are working towards it, but we have not completely achieved it. We are yet far off from achieving what exactly these goals want us to do, because ultimately the goal is that whatever energy consumption is being done, energy generation is being done, it should actually help in achieving the net zero target. So there are a lot of efforts that need to be done. And now the basic thing is that now we need to know that whatever implementation work is being done under the current scheme, how basically on the smart meter and even SCADA implementation as well, because all are contributing towards the overall growth of the sector. So smart meter is one such thing which whenever we used to talk, and when we talk, it basically comes to our mind that it is generally going to curtail and to focus on more on the billing part. But there is more beyond to billing which we need to focus and which we need to understand. So the smart meter has a lot of capabilities. The data which comes from the smart meters, it has to be analyzed in such a way that we can use it for future and to have a mitigation plan as well. But how we can do that, and for that, I believe there is under the scope of work of the implementing agency, we do have that capacity building portion. But then from a discom perspective, from a consultant perspective, what are those parameters on which capacity building is required and training programs are required, so that over a period of time when this technology grows, so even we grow together with the technology, that is new technologies which are coming up. So at the end, we would try to cover on what are the aspects on which training is required. And then we would like to hear from the attendees if they have any suggestions which we can cater, which we can implement and come up with some training programs which can be useful for all of us. So now I would actually try to move and like to share my co-speaker, Suruchi Kulkarni ji. She is the business development head of Bijli, and they are a technology partner. I would like her to now take on the desk and show how smart metering data can be useful and in which way it should be analyzed so that it is beneficial for the DISCOM. Meanwhile, I leave you with this screen.
Hi everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Audible.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, sorry, Kritika, please go ahead.
No, I was just trying to open the presentation. Meanwhile, you can introduce yourself. I'll start off.
Yeah. So hi everyone. I am Suruchi Kulkarni. I head the business development for India for Bijli Technologies. So Bijli, basically we are a global company. We operate from US, have our back office here in Bangalore. We are in this market of Kritika has been discussing about sustainability. We are in the business of clean energy and sustainability for past 12 years, and we are selling products to different utilities throughout the world for these for clean energy purpose. तो बेसिकली मैं ये करना चाह रही थी कि आपको थोड़ा सा आइडिया आई वांटेड टू गिव कि डेटा बेसिकली दिखता कैसा है, किस किस टाइप का डेटा है, एंड यू नो हाउ वी कैन लीवरेज इट टू जनरेट लोड्स ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन जो आज की डेट में it's very difficult to visualize that how much this data can do for us. And so we had discussed with Medhaj, the core problem areas of the discoms today. So how we have been seeing in the world is कि generally जो utilities हैं, they start their journey from immediate problems, and they move on to then modernizing themselves, and then finally now the latest topic is sustainability. So yeah, so I'll explain these various kind of data which we have been working on. and we have experimented with. So we initially started with this HAN data, which is captured every 1 to 10 seconds. If you look at it, there is a lot of granularity available in this data. So naturally, there is a lot of information which you can extract from this granular data. Uh, Next, please. So, because it is home area network data is very difficult to capture and it is very costly also. So there is a second approach which was adopted later in the market, which is called AMI data, which today in the country, we are seeing through the smart meter deployment. And this is captured either at 15-minute or 30-minute or sometimes 60-minute also. So if you see, there is some loss of information happening uh, in this data set as compared to the HAN data, which is very natural and evident. Why I'm showing this data is we have to understand with each granularity decreasing, there is a loss of information happening and loss of insights that you can do. And then the third is this non-smart meter data, which is your single phase and बाकी meters का जो आपका monthly read data आता है, ये वो वाला data. Now, if you see, there is a huge gap in the kind of uh, information loss that is happening between AMI data and NSM. So AMI data is where we have developed our scalability and expertise, and this is prevalent throughout the world. So we'll speak about AMI data, what all it can do. I just wanted to show you how this AMI data looks like. So if you look at it on the left hand side, this is your smart meter data. 15 minute का data है ये. Uh, so when we apply the AI visualizes it, at least in our context, the AI visualizes this data in this form, which is called the heat map on the right hand side. तो हम heat map का क्या मतलब है ये? If you look at this y axis here, y axis पे हमने हर दिन of the day को plot कर दिया, एक साल का पूरा, each day. And on the x axis what we have done is ये जितने pixels हैं इसके smart meter data के 15-15 मिनट के, ये सारा पूरा 24 घंटे का plot कर दिया है. नाउ हमने हर डेटा पॉइंट को, कंजम्पशन डेटा पॉइंट को, KWH कंजम्पशन को 15-15 मिनट की कलर कोडिंग दे दिया है. ब्राइटर स्पॉट मीन्स हायर कंजम्पशन एंड डार्कर स्पॉट मीन्स लोअर कंजम्पशन. तो ये स्केल भी अगर आप देखें राइट हैंड साइड पे देयर इज अ स्केल ऑल्सो. कैन यू प्लीज क्लिक वंस मोर? नो प्रीवियस स्लाइड अगेन. अच्छा इतना ही है. So the AI, ये आपको तो हमने प्लॉट करके दिखाया है just to make you understand how the insights can be drawn from this data. जब आप ये पूरी साल की कंजम्पशन इस हीट मैप पे प्लॉट करते हैं, there are so many examples that one is able to identify automatically. कि there is a timed, if you look at this pool pump जहाँ पे लिखा है, there is a timed appliance which is coming up every day and going off at a particular time. There is some day activity going on. There is AC which is running. If you see this bright spot, niche bottommost right hand side, this one, right side, yeah. So this is AC running, and there are also a lot of invisible examples which we as human beings cannot visualize, but AI can extract those invisible examples, which is like refrigerator running. Um, Other day activities happening, general cooling happening, lot of other things. So all I mean to say over here is that uh, uh, basically you can extract appliance level information through this smart meter data. What kind of appliances the person has, and what is his time of use, किस time वो use करता है उन appliances को. I'm not saying all kind of appliances, but I'm saying बहुत सारी general major categories you can. 8 से 10 appliances one can easily in the sense, if you have the right tools and techniques and technology, then you can definitely visualize those uh, basically appliances. Then once you know what time they're using, which appliances they are using, how much they are using, is the usage efficient or not, if the is the appliance efficient or not, then there is a lot and a lot you can do with this data. Next slide please. Next slide. Yeah. So no. Previous, please. Yeah. Here we have just tried to show through an example कि किस लेवल तक आप just basis of this consumption data smart meter का आप किस लेवल तक की information you can extract from the smart meter data. If you look at this person, we've taken Bob. If you see right now, we do not know his consumption profile. We do not know his appliance profile. We do not know what kind of lifestyle he has, and then we do not know various other things. Let me not even go into those other things, but अगर आप broad तीन categories देखें, so these informations we feel that are very very difficult to find out from the data. But I'll just take you through the journey how you can extract the information for each individual. Next slide, please. तो देर इज़ अ टेक्नोलॉजी कॉल्ड लोड डिसएग्रीगेशन. अगर आप उस टेक्नोलॉजी को इस डेटा पे लगाते हैं, what that technology does is it breaks the whole data down into appliance wise categories. Up to 10 to 12 appliance categories it can break down. Electric vehicle it can spot कि इनके घर में electrical vehicle की charging होती है कि नहीं. Then there are water pumps or pool pumps which you can spot. AC heating, this you can spot. Refrigerator, water heater you can spot. General lighting, general cooling जैसे कूलर वगैरह या फैंस वगैरह, दिस यू कैन स्पॉट. सो देर आर 10 to 12 categories of things that you can spot to with the help of load disaggregation. Next slide, please. And this is how we can. I have just tried to show over here. If you look at the dotted line, this is a whole house consumption, and we've broken this down into various appliance categories to see what kind of. If you look at this peak in the middle, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. ये ग्रीन कलर का जो आप अगर बॉक्स देखें, दिस इज एन ईवी पीक विच हैज कम अप. मतलब इसने 8 बजे से लेके 12 बजे के बीच में ईवी चार्ज किया है. Now, sometimes this information becomes very helpful for you when you're doing the load planning, when you're doing the grid planning, when you're doing network planning. Lot of areas, demand side management, suppose you want to do. अगर आपको ये मालूम रहेगा कि किस टाइप का लोड पीक क्रिएट कर रहा है, then your planning becomes very very what do you say, easy. Next slide, please. And why I'm saying कि this planning is important and how it is related to sustainability, जब तक आपको ये नहीं मालूम होगा कि what load can be shifted, what load can be managed, तब तक उसका जो renewables से उसको आपको correlate करना है, that is not possible till that time. Wherever you think I'm going very fast, आप please मुझे रोक दीजिएगा and you can ask questions. So, if you look at this month level load disaggregation, what we have done is for this one person, Bob, we've done this disaggregation of his load for the whole year, how it looks like month on month. Next, please. Now, these are certain capabilities of AC, how we can extract AC signatures. I will not spend much time here because this is a very technical thing, and the whole idea today is to not understand the technology behind it, but to understand that there are technologies available that can extract these kind of signatures. Next, please. Then we can extract, with the help of this load disaggregation again, how we can extract the EV signature. And not just EV signature, I'll show you in future slides up to what level of information you can extract based on this EV signature. Next, please. Again, water heating and then pool pump. Next, please. Again, solar is another very interesting thing you can do with disaggregation. ये आपका लेफ्ट वाला नेट मीटर डेटा है. ये जो बीच वाला डेटा है हीट मैप, ये बेसिकली आपका जनरेशन हमने एस्टिमेट किया है. सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस नेट मीटर डेटा, what the technology has done, it has tried to understand how much the solar panel of this particular consumer can generate. एंड हमने इसको ग्राउंड ट्रूथ के साथ बहुत बार कंपेयर करके देखा है रियल डेटा के साथ. deviation is not much. And when you have these two informations available, I'm not able to understand the question.
There's no question. You can proceed.
Okay. So basically, once you have net metering data and how much it is generated, then you know कि वो individual अपना usage कितना रखता है. So this information is very important. If you do not know, because with net meter data you can never know how much he is actually consuming. If you do not know how much he is actually consuming, then you can never identify, because solar does not remain every time. The day there is no solar, you do not know how much load is going to come up through him. उसका कितना डिमांड रहेगा. Next slide, please. So this completes your load disaggregation journey. And then here we are coming to usage profiles. Next slide, please. I think I would like to skip this section. Left, yeah. No, no, no. Please go back. Go back, please. Yeah, yeah. Wait here, please. Hello. Can I go on, please?
Yes. You can continue.
Okay. So now once you so अभी वो slides मैंने थोड़ा miss किया है, but you can also identify with the help of technology what is the degradation level of your appliance, heavy appliances, AC degradation, then saturation, yeah, any other heavy load. You can see कि उसका degradation या inefficiencies कहाँ से आ रही हैं और कैसे आ रही हैं. And then at the same time we can also see usage inefficiency है क्या कोई, the appliance is working fine, but the usage is not proper. Now there is one another very important aspect which you can derive through this data is with lifestyle. So there can be, so in this case for example, we have identified that this particular person Bob, ये ऑफिस गोअर है, बिकॉज डे टाइम में इसका कंजम्पशन कम है, इसके 2 बार पीक्स आते हैं दिन में, ही इज़ वेरी एक्टिव ऑन वीकेंड्स, एंड बिकॉज इसकी वीकेंड कंजम्पशन कम है, एंड इसका वेकेशन जो लेवल है वो ये फ्रीक्वेंटली वेकेशन नहीं लेता, कभी कभी लेता है. सो मच एंड व्हाट इज द ऑफिस गोइंग टाइमिंग जनरली बाय एंड लार्ज, स्लीप टाइम उसका क्या है, वेकअप टाइम क्या है, हाउ एक्टिव ही इज. नाउ आई मस्ट प्लेस वन थिंग ऑन रिकॉर्ड, ये इस टाइप की इंफॉर्मेशन निकालने का कोई आइडिया किसी की प्राइवेसी में बिल्कुल भी इंटरफेयर करने का नहीं है. When we use technology, the personal information is anyways encrypted, and the information is not supposed to be used for any personal and getting into private lives of people. But what we are trying to learn over here is keep once you know what is the lifestyle of that person, you see basically we are able to see that person the way he is. क्योंकि आपको जो भी सोल्यूशन देना है या जो भी उसके थ्रू आपको एंगेजमेंट करना है टू रन योर वेरियस प्रोग्राम, सस्टेनेबिलिटी कैसे आएगी? सस्टेनेबिलिटी कैन नॉट कम टिल यू अंडरस्टैंड each one's what do you say need in the way it is. एक वन साइज फिट्स ऑल ये थ्योरी आने वाले टाइम में तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं चलेगी. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. So if you look at it, using just that 15-minute or 30-minute smart meter data, which was looking like making no sense at all, with the help of technology, you can derive up to this much information through that data. Energy profile, appliance की उसका कितना मंथली कंजम्पशन है, जुलाई में कितना था, दिसंबर में कितना है, समर्स में कितना यूज़ करता है, विंटर्स में कितना करता है, अप्लायंस प्रोफाइल में what kind of appliances he is having and what time he is using them, lifestyle profile you can find out, and how efficient he is in terms of his behaviors, this you can find out. So much you can do with this data, and how each individual's this kind of data can add up to the whole grid, and then how the grid becomes modern and how the modern grid is finally able to achieve sustainability. This is the journey that I'm going to show you in future slides. Next, please. Please skip this. This also skip. Next. Okay, wait. So now from this, basically here, what we are using is whatever data lake you have. रॉ मीटर डेटा है आपके पास, बिलिंग डेटा है आपके पास, ईआरपी का डेटा है, देन यू हैव योर बिलिंग इंजन का डेटा, एंड देन कॉल सेंटर डेटा, वेरियस अदर जो भी आपके मूविंग पीसेस हैं डेटा में, all those data sets, when AI and right tools are put on that data, then there are many use cases that you can basically mobilize through that data. तो वो एक स्मार्ट मीटर 15 मिनट का जो डेटा है वो आपके लिए ये सब कुछ कर सकता है. इट कैन हेल्प यू डू योर लॉस रिडक्शन through theft analytics. It can drive a personal engagement for each customer. I know in many places in India, and अभी recently एक REC का workshop हुआ था बहुत बड़ा smart metering का. I'm sure a lot of you must have attended it. If you had heard Joint Secretary Sir, he was stressing out that customer engagement is a very important thing. Until and unless we engage the customer and give him the confidence कि स्मार्ट मीटर से उसकी लाइफ बेहतर हो जाएगी या उसको क्या और बेनिफिट्स मिल सकते हैं which is not getting today, then only the smart metering drive can be successful. Otherwise it cannot be successful. Now why the smart metering drive has to be successful? Because until unless you have granularity of data, आप उसका कोई भी इस्तेमाल अपने ऑपरेशनल एफिशिएंसी या प्रॉफिट मेकिंग के लिए नहीं कर पाएंगे. So you can drive personalized recommendations. आप demand side management कर सकते हैं, energy efficiency कर सकते हैं. You can also monetize the data in the sense कि if you know that these are the houses which have inefficient ACs or inefficient appliances, you can tie up with some companies and push the right services for them through your utility platform. Next, please. Please skip the whole marketplace section. Let's come to the next. Yeah. Now this is theft analytics. So I know in a lot of states, not in all, but in a lot of states, loss on account of pilferages and commercial losses is a very, very big problem. So this is I'm just giving an overview of how we can use AI on the top of your smart meter data, and you can extract anomalous behaviors which are based on electrical parameters, which are based on tamper events, which are based on your consumption patterns of that consumer, and the AI is able to extract. It can combine all these data sets which are not related directly but which are actually in real sense related. Tamper event, mostly I have seen in the discoms, these all things are analyzed separately. They're not analyzed in one in a one bundled parameter. So what happens is a lot of times it is very, very, very difficult to conclude ki whether the behavior of this particular person is a suspect behavior or a normal behavior. So the AI can extract the tariff misuse which is happening. Suppose there is a domestic premise, and डोमेस्टिक टैरिफ पे जो प्रमाइस है उसमें अगर कोई कमर्शियल एक्टिविटी हो रही है एंड दैट पर्सन इज ऑल्सो लिविंग इन दैट प्रमाइस, वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर द यूटिलिटी टू spot those cases. Similarly, direct theft, he is just bypassing the meter partially. Sometimes he's on the meter, sometimes he's off the meter. Then meter tampering cases, has he touched the circuitry of the meter, has he played around it? All this can be done through AI. So can we move on, please? So I'm not going to take your time on showing the real examples of how through this technique we can do meter tampering. We can have a separate session if anybody would want. I'll skip this one by one. Slowly we'll go. And this is how we have real examples of how we have detected and found and booked cases. Next, please. I'll straight away move to load forecasting. So basically using again the AI, when we say we have to move towards sustainability, a very important problem we have to solve is what is going to be my demand in next hour, in next 24 hours, in next month, in next 6 months, in next year, in next 5 years, so on and so forth. So you have to have technology and good tools to uh, basically forecast your demand, and not with the smart meter coming in, you can also forecast individual demand, कि इस आदमी का अप्रोक्सीमेटली कंजम्पशन इस महीने कैसा रहने वाला है, नेक्स्ट 4 दिन में कैसा रहने वाला है, या ओवर एन ईयर कैसा रहने वाला है. ऑल दिस कैन बी डिराइव्ड थ्रू AI, and this is going to be a very very important input to achieve sustainability, because the moment you are able to predict that this is going to be my demand, then only you can plan your resources, and then only you can understand, with the given renewables, with the given power available with me, how I have to fulfill that demand. Next please. I'll skip this part. Please go ahead. Now, one important thing I would like to highlight over here, individual demand projection. How does it help? So, India, we have been talking about prepaid meters. Once you have prepaid meters, a very important question comes up is that when should he recharge? How would the consumer know कि अभी मेरा ये रिचार्ज इतने दिनों में ख़त्म होने वाला है और मुझे अभी इसको रिचार्ज करने का सोचना है? Is there anybody who is notifying him to tell him, to remind him that, it's time for you to think about recharging? In so many days, your consumption will be, amount that you've put in the meter will be over. So, using technology again, once you have individual demand projection with you, then the notification for the consumer can go well in advance. The way you are consuming, you will finish your recharge within these many days, so please recharge by this date maximum. Another aspect that it can also highlight is that if you can reduce your AC temperature, say by 2 degrees, your recharge, which was supposed to finish in 10 days, can last for 12 days or 13 days. It can last for 2 more days for you. If you make this adjustment of a heater, then you can enhance your longevity of the recharge. So these kind of interactions, when they're going from the platform of the discom and the utility, then the consumer starts seeing you as an energy advisor rather than energy provider. Once the consumer starts seeing you as an energy advisor, it is going to follow what is asked from the utility, and it will participate, the consumer will participate in all the programs that the utility wants to run, without you designing the right programs. We cannot move towards sustainability, we cannot fix problems, we cannot modernize the grid. And in every step you will need consumer. So consumer के साथ आपका relationship बहुत ज़बरदस्त trustworthy relationship होना चाहिए, not just another government company providing electricity or services to them. Next please. Demand side management. Now this is a very important piece that you can address with technology. For example, अभी तो EVs उतना ज़्यादा नहीं है, so we are not able to realize this problem. But the way we are seeing things, there is going to be a surge, and in the rest of the world, EVs have picked up in a very very big way. Once there have been instances in India also when suddenly the EV load has come up, and the grid has suffered a lot. So for such kind of problems which are futuristic, which are today looking futuristic, but which are going to be a very very big challenge, these as a discom, as a utility, we have to remain prepared to address these problems. First of all, हमें मालूम होना चाहिए कि ये प्रॉब्लम हमें कितने दिन में हिट करने वाला है, and then how are we going to solve this problem, how are we going to take care. So there are many such problems, not just EV. There are today the power scene is a very very volatile and dynamic one, with renewables, with solar. There is the predictability of power has become very different from how it used to be when it was only thermal. तो अभी हमें पावर सप्लाई कब कब आएगा, कैसे हम उसको सिंक करेंगे with the demand. This has become very dynamic and we need to remain prepared. Now in hello. Yeah. So, for example, once you know that in a particular suppose area आपके पास सब लोग का data है ही and everybody smart meter suppose और so you know asset wise also then कि उनका क्या loading है, which asset is loaded how much, and so there are two problems you can address through demand side management. One is that you can distribute your demand over different assets, which is suppose एक transformer आपका ज़्यादा loaded है, how you can, what kind of loads can be shifted to the other transformer to balance the load. Secondly, how can you shift the demand to a non-peak hour? So here I have tried to show you an example of 4 users. There are 4 users we have picked up over here. जिनका peak time पे, if you see, they have peak demands in peak hours. They basically their demand comes up in peak hours. अब हम इसके through ये identify करना चाहते हैं सबसे पहले तो कि do all of them have a shiftable load? Not every load is shiftable, first of all. We think कि हम AC load shift कर देंगे, हम ये load shift कर देंगे तो peak से वो shift होके non peak में हो जाएगा. But it does not happen that way. Suppose it is very hot and AC load is coming up. AC is required by people then that time. Nobody is going to follow the program. But then at the same time, we can also identify using technology that okay, AC load I cannot shift, but is there any other load which is coming up, which is a part of my peak demand and which is shiftable? For example, this EV load over here, out of these 4 users we identified that this load, can you please go on mute? Sir, I would request you to please put your system on mute. Yeah. सो नाउ आउट ऑफ ऑल दिस, ये जो 4 यूजर्स हमने पिक किए हैं, इसमें अगर आप डीप स्टडी करेंगे तो आपको सो इन 4 यूजर्स में इफ यू लुक एट इट, एक यूजर हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया है जिसका लोड, सर आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू टू प्लीज गो ऑन म्यूट, आई एम नॉट एबल टू हियर माई सेल्फ. So there is only one user जिसका load identify हुआ कि ये shift हो सकता है. This is something which is he can be flexible about, he can shift it, but rest of the loads are not shiftable. So basically in the next slide please. So then with the proper nudging and with proper messaging, this load was shifted, and here if you see, all your peaks are very well managed. So you have been successfully able to use the technology to manage your demand basically, and the peaks that are coming up. Next please. Next. Now this is one very interesting example of sustainability. We have seen how we can use technology to solve losses. Now we have also seen how to modernize the grid. When we say modernization of the grid, we are trying to talk about how well we can use the granularity of the data to do our network planning. हमें कैसे मालूम चलेगा कौन से लोड्स कब कब कहाँ कहाँ आते हैं, एंड कौन से ट्रांसफार्मर्स हैं जिनका हमें अपग्रेडेशन कर देना चाहिए, किन एरियाज़ में किस टाइप का लोड बढ़ने की संभावना है, तो कहाँ हमें ऑगमेंटेशन कर देना चाहिए, कहाँ हमें मेंटेनेंस वर्क पे ध्यान देना चाहिए, कहाँ हमें ज़रूरत नहीं है कोई भी ऑगमेंटेशन और इंक्रीजिंग द कैपेसिटी की, because you can shift certain loads and manage the vacant capacity of the other transformer or other assets. This is how you can use the technology to modernize your grid, to plan at the back of your हैंड। आप अपने टूल से खुद प्लान कर सकते हैं कि हाउ वी हैव टू प्लान द इन्वेस्टमेंट्स इन द नेटवर्क. Now, similarly, once you have gained control over these things, now the next problem that you can solve, or I would say the opportunity that you can seize upon is, suppose you have a solar panel installed, and now there are certain EVs that you're supposed to charge. I'm trying to show over here an ecosystem where in a public charging station, we have scheduled the EV charging at the time when there is solar energy available. Now, if you look at this is a very good example of how we can achieve sustainability. I don't think so, frankly speaking, कि हम लोग zero net zero का, I mean, there is no emission वाला stage achieve कर सकते हैं, but a lot can be done in terms of sustainability. Yes. तो अभी इधर हमने क्या किया है, सोलर पैनल से जब हमें एनर्जी मिल रहा है, व्हेन द पावर इज बीइंग जनरेटेड, एट द सेम टाइम वी आर ट्राइंग टू लाइन अप द चार्जिंग ऑफ दीज ईवीज. नाउ ये सब करने के लिए सब आपको बहुत कुछ पता होना चाहिए, फॉर विच यू शुड बी यूजिंग टेक्नोलॉजी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, कितने ईवीज ऑन एन एवरेज मेरे पब्लिक चार्जिंग स्टेशन पे आते हैं on an everyday basis, what time by and large they charge their EVs, and what is the time when I am having solar energy, and when I use the weather data, how much I feel can be generated through these solar panels, and how I can match the demand and the supply within this ecosystem. So this is a classic example of sustainability. Next please. Next please. So basically, so these are all the things that you can do with the help of technology, and I'm sure if we use the technology in the right manner, we can address all these problems. How to maximize the use of renewable energy, how to shift your demand to off-peak hours, how to ensure grid stability, how to manage your EV chargings, and I would say when we do all this, definitely we are moving very fast towards sustainability in that case. I think I would like to pause over here and, uh, end my presentation here. Thank you very much for your patience. Please let me know if there are any questions.
Thank you, ma'am. I would actually first like if anyone has a question, they can come up with their questions and we can address those issues.
Thank you very much. I would like to jump off the call. Kritika, is that all right?
I hope there are no questions on the technical part from anyone. And in case there is any question later on, we'll connect it to you for that.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kritika.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye.
So I believe the presentation where I had stopped, I'll just continue from there itself. So the bits and pieces that were connected, and it was shown that how the smart meter data can be useful for the DISCOM officials in actually analyzing a lot of aspects, whether it is in terms of EV charging, what is that energy demand future to calculate and to estimate what is the energy demand for future. So all these things are coming up, but it is essential that the data that is coming up, it is utilized in a very precise way, so that output is whatever output is achieved, it is useful and it can be used for implementing a modernization of the system. So as with this technical front, I would request all the attendees, if they have any question, on all those people who are watching it on YouTube Live. So if you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment box, and we will get back to you. If there's any section of the presentation or the technical part which you want us to address, we can come up with a detailed discussion, presentation, or a session in the upcoming videos that we'll be posting on Broccoli Management channel. So as you all know that we now with this on this special day on World Sustainability Day that we all engaged in this discussion to us to know firstly and to talk about sustainability, what are the sustainable development goals and how it is impacting our lives and how our acts are impacting the progress. So I hope the videos that we had shown up initially and the content that we have shared with you, it has been useful for all of you, and it ultimately the main objective of this session was to help all of you to cultivate a sustainable mindset, which we can do. So there's a very small exercise which all of us can take up. Is as you can see, I had iterated in the at the start of this presentation that there are 17 sustainable development goals, and all these goals are further divided and have been classified into various indicators which actually contribute towards that particular sustainable development goals. So you can pick any one of them and see which one actually resonates quite well with your personality or your life style, whatever you are living. But any one indicator, even if not one complete goal, but just one indicator part of a sustainable development goal, which you can adopt and try to adapt whatever is required so that your acts is some way or the other contributing towards the sustainability on a global level, or first on a very small level, but yes, slowly and steadily, it will actually contribute to a global level, which is quite appreciating. And it can, as I had mentioned earlier, that if 1 billion people start adopting these practices, it can make a huge difference, and the carbon emissions can be reduced to 20%. So that one act of yours on a daily life, on a daily practice, can contribute a lot. And then you can monitor it on a monthly basis and try to see your progress. And there are a few more sessions available on our Broccoli Management channel. If you can browse, there are very interesting topics that have been covered, which actually links and which is connected to us, and so that we are more easily, we can easily understand the concept of sustainability, because there has always been a myth that sustainability is more or less related to climate change and disaster management, but it is way beyond that, because as you can see, like if I can just give just an example, that the sustainable development goal, that is number 7 of affordable and clean energy, if we are not going into renewable energy or clean energy, it can actually affect the climate, which is SDG 13. And similarly, the industry, innovation and infrastructure, if more industries are coming up and more carbon emissions is going up, then it will also eventually impact SDG 13. So there is a interconnection between all these sustainable development goals, and states are coming up with their initiatives, as I had highlighted earlier about the state of Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Tripura, and Jammu and Kashmir. So Uttar Pradesh has been the front runner, is one of the states which has actually been the front runner now, which has shown commendable progress in all these activities. So it is all because there has been a think tank between all the initiatives being taken by the government, and as an individual, if we give some time to think about all these policies, why they have been formulated in such a way, what impact can be there, maybe we can be one of the contributors to these policies which are being which are being introduced by the government, and we can play our small role in contributing towards sustainability. So if and lastly, I would just like to request everyone to think about what are the aspects of specifically on the smart metering component. If all of you have any questions, and if there are any aspects wherein you want us to create a special session, a special training content material, which can be useful for the distribution utilities and the officials to actually know how the smart meter data can be useful, and what more new ideas and technology interventions can be there, so that there is more towards sustainability. So is there anyone who would like to put up any question, or is there any thought which any one of you would like to share on sustainability, the sustainable development goals, and anything related to sustainability? I believe I have left all of you thinking more about sustainability, and hopefully this has a positive impact on all of you. And hopefully this session has been helpful for you on both the sustainability part as well as on the technical front, wherein we wanted to showcase that the smart meter data is way beyond what we all think. It is just not about billing, but it is beyond that, how it can be used to cater the future energy demand, and how can the forecasting be done. Now, all of us know the PM Surya Ghar Yojana. There have been installations on the solar rooftops, so that would actually impact. There's a big question on the technical part, that this integration of these solar rooftop panels would actually introduce harmonics, and it can impact the grid. But how it will be done, it is still being discussed, and as they are being implemented, then we would come to know about the issues being faced and what impact it is having. But anyways, at the end, it is an initiative which is towards use of more greener energy and clean energy. So that's always a welcoming initiative by the government, and we all are supporting that. And let us all together think how new technologies, how new initiatives can be taken towards achieving sustainability. So I leave you with this quote, which you can see on your screen. And let us all work towards the betterment of the future generation, and be more conservative in using all the resources, and being meaningful in whatever we are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.